the next time you are getting frustrated about being in the waiting season, just remember, quick doesn't always mean good, and waiting doesn't always mean bad. Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Janice and I am so glad you guys are here. So we are back with another faith talk, but before I get into that, if you enjoy inspiration, motivation, and real life talk about faith-filled living, then you come to the right place. I love talking about faith, lifestyle, motivation, and of course, travel. Life is a journey, and I am all about living it with purpose, joy, and strength that only comes from Christ. So whether you are trying to navigate your walk of faith, seeking practical tips, or looking for some positive energy, then you come to the right place. So grab a seat, hit that subscribe button, and let's walk this journey together and grow in faith along the way. Well, who better else to talk about than the Israelites? The Israelites were on a journey to the promised land, and what should have taken days, instead it took 40 years. Why? Because of their constant complaining and blaming God. And I think you guys know where I am going with this one. What if I told you that your delay is not because God was denying you? Your delay is because He is protecting and preparing you. Have you ever felt stuck in a waiting season, feeling like God has forgotten about you? You've prayed, you've waited, and nothing seems to be moving. Frustrating, I know. I want to take us back to Numbers 14, where the Israelites were on their way to the promised land, and what should have taken them days to get there took them 40 years. Not because God was denying them, but simply because they allowed complaining and doubt to keep them stuck. And if you think about it, that is exactly what happens to us today. We think God is taking too long. We think we are ready for what we're asking God for, but we forget that God sees the full picture. So what we think is a delay is really God's protection and preparation. In Numbers chapter 14 verses 2-4, we see that the Israelites complained instead of trusting God. The Israelites grumbled, not realizing that God was protecting them from their enemy nations. We sometimes complain about where we at, not realizing what God is protecting us from. He sees the unseen dangers that we don't know about. So just like the Israelites, God is protecting us from the enemy, and all we can see at the moment is our discomfort. So what if our delay is really God's mercy? Sometimes what we don't see is that complaining keep us stuck longer. In verses 26-30, God said that generation was not going to see the promised land except for Joshua and Caleb. The lesson from those verses is simple. Complaining could slow us down spiritually. Instead of growing our faith, moving to a stronger faith, we're actually being stuck in our frustrations. When we complain, we're not focusing on God. We're focusing on our problems. The perfect analogy is from our last faith talk is poisonous mushrooms. They grow fast, but they can be so dangerous to the touch compared to the slow blooming of a beautiful flower. Yes, the mushrooms grow fast, but to the touch, they are deadly. Yes, the flowers bloom slow, but their beauty lasts. The next time you are getting frustrated about being in the waiting season, just remember, quick doesn't always mean good, and waiting doesn't always mean bad. When we rush, we end up in situations that can do more harm than it does good. So my next point is not necessarily in numbers, but it's still connected with the Israelites when God was talking to them in Deuteronomy chapter 8 verses 2. The delay is not the denial. God is simply preparing you. God uses waiting seasons to refine us, build our faith, and prepare us for the blessings that are ahead. If God allowed the Israelites to enter the promised land too soon, they would not have been spiritually ready. What if God is holding something back because he wants to make sure you are strong enough to handle it? So to wrap this up, the takeaways from this faith talk. Delay is often for our preparation and protection. Complaining can prolong our waiting season. And trusting God's timing can lead to greater blessings. And what I've learned at times is that a delay is not even a denial. It's just simply God's perfect timing. What seems like a setback to us is God just aligning everything to his perfect plan. Just because something did not happen when you wanted it to happen, it does not mean it was delayed. It just wasn't time yet. Remember, God isn't withholding blessings from you. He is just simply preparing you for them. I challenge each and every one of you, instead of complaining, try praising. Just quickly, as soon as you catch yourself complaining, just start thanking him for things that he has done and the things that you are believing him for. Throw on some worship music. Change the atmosphere. When you are feeling frustrated that something did not happen yet, just remind yourself that means God is still working out something for me. Well, that is all I have for you guys today. Before we go, if you have a prayer request, please leave them in the comments. I love to pray for you guys. And God's willing, I will catch you guys in the next video. And in case nobody tells you today, I love you, and most importantly, God loves you.
Numb to the thought of love, and so I chose to run. But yeah, call me home.